Huh. I'm got no words. If you haven't heard, Microsoft backed out. They removed just about all their DRMs, except for one where you need at least an internet connection for the initial install. Basically, it's going to install the patch that will fix all of its updates. And then in future versions, that feature will be removed. So yeah, we won. And for once, and only once, Microsoft chickened the fuck out of the whole DRM mess. And I'm still talking with a certain somebody who won't shut the fuck up over the Skype chat, Sam, who is defending the DRM. It's a fail. It's a complete and utter fail. Let me put it to you in ways. There was the Amazon poll, which I guess a lot of people already knows, where Sony's PlayStation 4 got went over into 1,000 marks, while Xbox was like 4 or 5 people. That's bad. And in some sales, pre-order sales, in certain areas, the Xbox One controller was outselling the Xbox One, while the PlayStation 4 was just way up there in sales. So this is a clusterfuck in every ounce of the words. Does this redeem Microsoft? Not really. The truth is, even though this helps Microsoft get some of their customer bases back, I don't think it's going to reach all of them, because there are still a lot of logistic problems here and there. One, the privacy issue hasn't been fully explained because it's still somewhat in the dark. I mean, we still need to connect the hook into our Xbox One no matter what, even if we are playing games that don't even use Kinect. And by the way, all the games they showed on E3, not really any of them used Kinect, but yet we need Kinect connected on the Xbox One, so that makes no sense. The other one being that, the Xbox One costs $500 and the PlayStation 4 cost about $400, $399 and $499, which is, Microsoft is pretty pricey, having theirs $100 more expensive. And before you guys get up there and say, well, Sony just took out the PSI. First of all, Sony's PSI cost about $60. You can get it separately, which logically only brings it up to $460. And by the way, Microsoft did say something else that put their foot up their ass. I'm not going to put a link because Microsoft has pretty much done enough to bury their own asses. But they said, oh, you're getting a great value for the Xbox One, which is not really true, because your system is about $500, but yet your system is not as powerful as the PlayStation 4. It's obvious. I mean, all you have to do is just look at spec for specs and realize, even though their CPUs are the same, their GPUs, the PlayStation 4's GPU is about 1.48 teraflops, and Microsoft's Xbox One is 1.32 teraflops. And Microsoft's PlayStation 4 has 1152 shaders, while Xbox One only has 768. Yeah, basically Microsoft's got like 1,000, and Microsoft is just barely close to 1,000. So yeah, Microsoft is kind of overpricing the Xbox One a little bit, and not forgetting that Xbox One is using DDR3 why PlayStation 4 is future-proofing their console with GDDR5. And if any of you know, GDDR5 at 8 gigs pretty much almost equals about 60 gigs of DDR3, or close to. I'm okay. I made that up. And of course, Sony's PlayStation 4 is also going to have only 1 gig for the operating system, much like the Nintendo Wii. And leaving 1 gig. The Nintendo Wii U has 1 gig for the operating system, 1 gig for the games, which is pretty good and up there. But Sony is 1 gig for the operating system and 7 gigs for the game. But Microsoft, they've got 3 operating system, which uses 3 gigs and only leaving 5 gigs for the game. And they said they're making it up with a 32 megabyte ES RAM. It's not enough RAM, Microsoft. It's just isn't enough RAM. It's just not enough for the games that you want going to be playing in the future. I know that the Nintendo's Wii U won't be able to go there. I still like my Wii U, but you really don't have enough RAM, Microsoft. In fact, you've got a lousy amount of RAM. What is this, opposite day? Because I remember when the PlayStation 3 had shit RAM. And of course, the other obstacles that are in Microsoft's way is quite simply, Microsoft was getting up there and giving a big fuck you to everybody, and now they're going around apologizing. I can already guarantee they already lost a couple of customers for good over that one. And you really don't want to start a press conference and saying shit like that. And also, when they had their little press conference, a lot of the exclusives they showed ain't going to be out until next 2014. I know Nintendo had a bunch of games that aren't coming out in 2014, but so did Microsoft. Microsoft had a bunch of games for the Xbox One that ain't coming out for fucking 2014. Then you got that. The only thing they have is Titanfall, which is also on Xbox 360 and the PC. That's going to hurt a lot, and it's not really an exclusive. And also, since it's run by EA, there's a good chance we'll end up seeing it crossed over into PlayStation 4 at some point. I'm serious. Just wait. We'll see Titanfall on the PlayStation 4 sooner than later. And yeah, that Halo 5, it's not going to be a launch title at all. So Microsoft showed a Halo game that's just not going to be a launch title. That's not good. And at least Sony showed off their launch titles and their launch games. And Microsoft did, but wasn't really that impressive. Hell, even I believe it's just not that good. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. But with a cheaper price and better specs, I definitely believe PlayStation 4 won this, absolutely. And with the big fuck you they gave to Microsoft, which, yes, Microsoft backed out, which makes all that shit that Sony was saying kind of pointless, but Sony still shoved it up Microsoft's ass. So it's, and of course, the PlayStation 4 will not require the iToy, even though certain people out there, Sam, seems to think, oh, but you need these features. Yeah, let's forget that voice command is software, but let's all just pretend that microphones can be programmed with voice commands now. Oh, no. That when you build a microphone, that the magnets inside them can somehow have voice commands automatically installed, like Microsoft has been telling their customers, and a whole bunch of gullible gamers have been buying, even though you need software to run with that microphone. Hell, even Mr. Bit would be saying what Microsoft has been saying about the whole voice commands being built into the Kinect is a load of horse shit. Because the Kinect has no hard drive. It has no operating system. It's just a device. The OS is being run off the fucking Xbox. That's how voice commands work. Microphones do not have, basic microphones do not have OSs on them to run voice commands. And like I said, Mr. Bit 10 would even be calling bullshit on that one. And you know how I feel about these people that say that, oh, but Microsoft was future-proofing themselves. You know what? Look to my last video, because I pretty much explained Microsoft's bullshit on their future-proofing. You know, like the iOS and Android, which are devices that don't require always-on internet checks to see if their apps are running. And if you don't have the internet running, the whole thing bricks up on you and you do it. Why? Because you can't get online. You know, that's how fucking iPhones work now. Or in Google's Android. Or even Blackberries. That's how they work now. They're just gonna brick because you have no cell phone reception. No one in their right minds would make a device that brain dead stupid with that kind of a function in them. And it took enough of us to beat into Microsoft's head to say that will not work at all. Bunch of morons. I still can't believe it. But there are people out there who's like, yeah, but bricking my system if I'm not online is a great idea. They should have smartphones like this. It would be great. Because all devices must always be connected at all times, even though there are areas where smartphones can't work. And Apple did create an iPod Touch, you know, a device that's not an iPhone, and it can only work in a Wi-Fi area, along with those Android devices and a couple of tablets, which also do the same, that are not really phones, they're just touch devices. And, you know, the iPad, which has a version of it that doesn't, you know, have a subscription service to like AT&T and Verizon. But yeah, it'd be a great idea. But fucking us is just wonderful. Please, just ram that fucking spiky dildo right up my ass. So yeah, Microsoft got the message. Just allow the digital downloads to slowly take the fucking industry, where the discs are slowly being just slowly phased out for more digital downloaded content, so that people can digitally download them without any of the bullshit restrictions that Steam has. Steam works great on the PC front, but don't forget there's also good old games, which is starting to get up there with Steam. But unlike Steam, there are other digital download services that have actual devices hooked to them that will not follow the Steam model. Like, I don't know, Apple, Google, BlackBerry, you know, and even Microsoft with their fucking Windows Phone doesn't follow this. Nobody would follow a rule that fucking stupid. The 24-hour internet check bullshit, or we'll brick your whole goddamn system, is dead. Or, you know, won't let you play single-player, multiplayer games. You can't play multiplayer without internet anyways. But we'll just brick your single-player games. That way you can't play anything. Well, it's dead. And Microsoft little announcement to kill it, which I'll put the link in the below, pretty much confirms it. It's gone. And good fucking riddance.